do to help you. Social Security pays benefits to people with disabilities through the Social Security Disability Insurance Program, which is covered by Social Security taxes. If you qualify, you can receive a monthly disability benefit from Social Security for as long as your disability keeps you from working. The amount of your benefit is based on your average lifetime earnings. After a period of time, usually after receiving cash benefits for 24 months, you also can receive Medicare coverage. If you have a disability that makes you unable to work, the time to get started with your application is now. Visit www.socialsecurity.gov/disability to learn more and to apply. That's www.socialsecurity.gov/disability.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared.
It's like tiny nails in the air poke my lungs.
I start to cough. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital.
Today, 1 out of 13 children suffer from some form of asthma, accounting for nearly 1/3 of all emergency room visits.
I feel like I'm choking.
It's kind of like an elephant is on my chest. A little whistle sound comes out when I breathe.
But while your child may suffer from asthma doesn't have to make your child suffer. There are simple ways you can prevent your child's next attack. To learn more, log on to www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many.
I feel like a fish with no water.
Brought to you by the EPA, the Ad Council, and this station.
The Writer's Almanac podcast is supported by the Poetry Foundation, publisher of Poetry Magazine, now available in a digital subscription for iPad and iPhone. Subscriptions at poetryfoundation.org/digitalmag.
And here is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday. It's the 12th of November, 2013. It was on this day, 1980, the NASA space probe Voyager 1 made its closest approach to Saturn, giving scientists their best chance to study Saturn's rings, 7 main rings, each made up of ice particles, some as big as an automobile, bits of debris from broken-up moons, comets, and asteroids. On Valentine's Day 1990, 10 years later, Voyager 1 was in a position to take what's come to be known as a family portrait of the solar system, 6 of the planets in one picture: Mercury, Mars, caught in the glare of the sun, Pluto too small and dim to show up. In August 2012, Voyager 1 left the solar system, entered interstellar space. It's now the most distant human-made object in space, almost 19 billion kilometers as of October, and it still sends data back to Earth by way of the Deep Space Network to highly sensitive equipment here on Earth. Voyager is so far away, the signal takes 17 hours to reach us. It's expected to be able to continue its mission until about 2025, when the generators will no longer be able to provide power. It's the birthday of Elizabeth Cady Stanton, born in Johnstown, New York, 1815. She studied law in her father's law office, but was not allowed to take the bar exam or practice because she was a woman. And so in 1848, the first women's rights convention in America was held in her home in Seneca Falls, New York. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who said, "The moment we begin to fear the opinions of others and hesitate to tell the truth that is in us, and from motives of policy are silent when we should speak, the divine floods of light and life no longer flow into our souls." It's the birthday of the founder of Reader's Digest, DeWitt Wallace, born in St. Paul, Minnesota, 1889. And it's the birthday of Tracy Kidder, born in New York City, 1945, whose book, The Soul of a New Machine, was one of the first non-technical books about the computer, and it won the Pulitzer Prize when it came out in 1981. For his book House, he wrote about the construction of a single house because he said building is the quintessential act of civilization. And to write his book among school children, he sat in one fifth-grade classroom for an entire school year. Here's a poem for today by Krista Lucas, entitled Gifted and Talented. For my teaching license, I am required to take a class called Mainstreaming, in which we learn about every kind of kid who could walk or be wheeled through our future classroom doors. Not the blind, the deaf, and the handicapped, but students with blindness, deafness, developmental delays, autism, moderate to severe learning disabilities, hyperactivity, attention deficit, oppositional defiance disorder, and so on. The instructor, an elementary principal by day, who outlines each chapter and reads to us these outlines each Wednesday from 6 to 9, devotes 1 hour, one night, to the subject of students with gifts and talents who might also come through our future. Regarding special programs for such students, one teacher candidate asks, "Do you have to be gifted to teach them?" No, the principal instructor shakes her head, as if such a thing would be impossible. Not many gifted people go into education. Gifted and Talented by Krista Lucas, from her collection Fans of My Unconscious, published by the Black Rock Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Produced by Joy Biles with assistance by Teresa Burgess. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
This is the Composer's Datebook for November 12th. I'm John Zeck. It was on today's date in 1943, the Boston Symphony, and conductor Serge Koussevitzky gave the first performance of this music, the Symphony for Strings by the American composer William Schumann. Schumann was just 33 years old at the time, but Koussevitzky had already been programming and commissioning Schumann's music for about 5 years and debuted his popular American Festival Overture and Third Symphony. Schumann's Symphony for Strings is dedicated to the memory of Koussevitzky's wife, Natalie. It was her family fortune which enabled Serge Koussevitzky to establish himself as a conductor, found a publishing house, and commission many of the 20th century's most significant works, including Igor Stravinsky's Symphony of Psalms and Bela Bartok's Concerto for Orchestra. In Russia, the Koussevitskys championed Russian music. In France, they supported French composers. But beginning in 1924, when Koussevitsky was appointed the music director of the Boston Symphony, many American composers benefited from this remarkable couple's enthusiasm for new music. Schumann's Symphony for Strings is just one of a long list of the Koussevitskys' American commissions, which includes works by Aaron Copland, Roy Harris, Samuel Barber, Walter Piston, and Leonard Bernstein. Taken as a whole, the concert music commissioned by Serge and Natalie Koussevitsky remains one of the most remarkable and lasting musical legacies of the 20th century. For more information on composers and their music, go to our website, composersdatebook.org. Composer's Datebook is produced by APM, American Public Media, and the American Composers Forum, reminding you that all music was once new.
Hi friends, Joe Hafner here. Are you interested in buying, selling, trading, or renting a house? Or maybe you're in the market for buying or selling a car, or perhaps selling or giving away clothes, furniture, or electronics? Well, I can help you out. Just email me, Joe, at Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. That's Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. Email me today with your item and or items, and together we'll come up with a creative way to buy, sell, trade, or rent any reasonable item or service that you want. Keep in mind, though, I don't deal with the exchange of firearms, alcohol items, drugs, or anything illegal or immoral. So send me an email today at Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. Welcome back to Studio 27 on this Tuesday morning. And yours truly, Joe Hafner, here at the controls on this edition of First Cup. And coming up in a little bit, I'll have Today in History for you. Right now, though, let's take a look at celebrity birthdays. And get this going here.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you? Other people have birthdays. Why are we treating yours like a funeral?
Bones, I don't want to be lectured.
And before I run down the list of celebrity birthdays today, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. And you share your birthday with these famous people. They include Neil Young, musician. He is 68 today. Megan Mullally of Will and Grace fame is 55. Figure skater Tonya Harding is 43. Ryan Gosling is 33. And actress Anne Hathaway is 31. And those are the celebrity birthdays for today. Now, let's go back in time to the year 1933, November 12th, 1933 to be exact. I have room for one passenger in the time machine. And I look around and I see you. Yeah, you in the back. Come on up here. Get in the passenger seat. Turn off the music there. And turn on the time circuits. Start the engine and away we go. And as I said, we're going back to November 12th, 1933, and on that date in history, the first Sunday football game was played in Philadelphia. Sunday football was previously illegal. Now it's illegal not to have a football game on Sunday in Philadelphia. My, how times have changed. Well, for more of Today in History, let's go to the Associated Press.
November 12th, 1927. Joseph Stalin becomes undisputed ruler of what's then the Soviet Union. His rival, Leon Trotsky, is expelled from the Communist Party. More than a dozen years later, Trotsky is killed with an ice pick while in exile in Mexico. Stalin is widely believed to have arranged the murder. His repressive rule lasts for more than a quarter century. 1942. During World War II, the naval battle of Guadalcanal begins in the South Pacific. That's where the United States and its allies win a major victory over the Japanese. 1815. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, a leader in the movement to give American women the right to vote, is born in Johnstown, New York. 1929.
Don't try to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero, not for me.
Grace Kelly, the Hollywood movie star who became Princess of Monaco, is born in Philadelphia. And 1945,
keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Neil Young, singer and songwriter, is born in Toronto, Canada. Today in History, November 12th, Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
This is Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty.
A man named Charles Williams deserves a significant place in this nation's history of the westward movement. He wasn't a great senator, a great explorer, not a great general, the head of a trading empire, anything like that. He was just the chief machinist on the Pacific Railroad in the early 1850s. He made a significant trip. But his feat has been forgotten in the history of the push west because his trip was only a short one, about 4 miles long. Almost 2 decades before the Golden Spike was driven in Promontory, Utah, Charles Williams made the first train run west of the Mississippi River, bound for the Pacific. The story in a minute.
Hi, friends. Did you miss a recent episode of First Cup? Or maybe you'd like to hear one or more of my old shows again? Then may I suggest a couple